What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Fog Hype, and I'm back with another video. Your boy Hype is back with a brand new video, but I'm here with something a little different. I'm here with the Last of Us review on HBO Max. You know what I'm saying? If you guys go back a couple videos on my channel, you know I did the reaction to the Last of Us official trailer. So now I'm back after the first episode aired last night. I watched it. I loved it. Now I'm here coming back with a video on a review on what I thought about it, what was good, what was bad, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? But if this your first time here on my channel, man, or if you've been here for a while and still ain't done it, go down below and hit that red subscribe button for me. Yes, sir, we're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. So go down below, hit that red subscribe button for me, hit that notification bell right next to it, that way you never miss another video. Let's get in the video. Spoiler alert. Hey, I'm letting you know now, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the show, get the fuck out of here. Bitch, the door. You know what I'm saying? Get out. I don't want to hear no in the comments talking about some, you spoiled it for me. Spoiler alert. You got 5 seconds. Let's get into it. Hey, first thing first, we're going to hop into the actual animations of the show. Phenomenal. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give the actual animations, the look, the theme of the city, 10 out of 10. It was phenomenal. Like, it actually made you feel like you was playing The Last of Us. That was great. That was great. That was very, very good. It looked just like the game in all aspects. Everything. The downtown buildings, the overgrown of the plants and the wildlife. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, man. So I love the way the actual show was looking so far. They didn't give us the show in a stick. They didn't have to do it with the looks. They actually, you could tell they really did their research. They really locked in. It seemed like they put a lot of time into making this series. A lot of time, which I really appreciate. Like I said, I'm a very big The Last of Us fan. I'm sure any other big fans of the show or of the game is appreciative of how good the actual show is looking so far. So, like I said, for that to get a 10 out of 10 for that. I want to go to one scene of the movie that stood out to me as soon as it popped up. So it was a scene where Jules riding with Sarah in the car. They're riding through the town, through downtown, and Sarah's looking through her left window. She glances over and it shows one of the biggest towers, one of the biggest, prettiest towers in the city. It showed it for a quick second, like a boom, and went away, like a boom, boom, went away. I'm gonna show it on screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna slow it down maybe, but it showed it for a quick little second. I instantly knew what they was gonna do with that as soon as I seen it, because that tower, that building was a big eye catcher through the whole video game. Through the whole game, that building was a big ordeal, because later on in the game, later on in the movie, the game, that building gets overran by wildlife, and the second building falls onto the first one. That's how you get that building that's standing up like this. You know what I'm saying? But the whole point of them doing that shot was to show 20 years before, 20 years after the apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? That was phenomenal. I automatically knew what they was doing when they had Sarah look over at the building, and it was showing this is the last day of life as you know it, and this is how that building is looking. And then boom, 20 years later, boom, this is the building now. That was dope. I love little bitty details like that when it comes to watching shows or whatever the case it is, movie shows, whatever. I love little bitty details like that. It let us know that you put that in for the viewers who played the games. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff can cater to new viewers as well, but that one thing right there was something that only the people who played the game will catch. You feel what I'm saying? So, we're going to backtrack a little bit. We're going to backtrack, all right? We're going to go to the very, very intro of the show. A very first intro of the episode, all right? So, you got these scientists and you got these experts on the stuff. They're like on a TV show. They're on a TV show and they're talking like a little talk show. And you got this scientist, you have like another scientist, and they're talking about like the different viruses and shit that can kill people and all this little thing. I might pop up a couple scenes. But one of the guys was talking about the upcoming of an apocalypse and what could happen and what would happen during the pandemic and all this good stuff. And he was telling the guys that viruses is not what you should be worried about. Bacteria is not what you should be worried about. Fungus is what you should be worried about. Now we're going to go back a little bit further. If you do not know, the actual game of The Last of Us, the actual disease that turned everybody into zombies, is a real life thing. It's an actual fungus that lives in insects. The fungus cannot harm humans in any way, you know, but they say it can only affect like ants and shit like that. But it's an actual fucking fungus. I looked this shit up back when the original game first came out, and I was like, man, this shit look too real. It gotta be real. It gotta be real. I looked it up, and it like terrified me, like that it actually can be. It's actually a thing, and I've really been waiting, even in my adult life, until that one day where this shit actually happens. But it's an actual. If you can look it up yourself, it's an actual fungus that can get inside insects like ants, and it, instead of killing the host and everything, it controls it. It don't want to kill it, just want to control it, make it do whatever the fuck it wanted to do, and it starts to feed on the inside of the insect, and then displays the way it looks onto the individual. So that's why they look so infected and shit. And then it grows hungry, so that's why the thing turns to eat its own own kind. But it's a lot, man. Do your research, man. It's a lot of other things in that. But I love how the show is telling us how the actual disease came about. And I think that part, let me check real quick. Okay. The part where the guys was talking about the actual disease, that was in 1968. 1968, he was telling everybody of what could happen. He said, right now, one of the other guys chimed in, the other scientists chimed in like, it's a fungus. We know it only can, it can't affect human life. And the other guy chimed back in was like, it can't affect human life yet. He said, just like we know everything else, he said, if things have to evolve. And what'll happen, he said, we know that the fungus can't harm any host that body temperature is over 94 degrees. He said, what happens when everything gets hotter, everything gets warmer, temperature rises. He said, everything has to evolve. He said this back in 1968. The pandemic, the apocalypse happened in 2003 in the show. That was a long ass time. That's a lot of time. Y'all do the math. It's a lot of time. 1968 to 2003. It's a lot of time, and it finally came to fruition. But basically, he was saying it's not a virus, it's not a bacteria, it's fungus you need to be worried about. And everybody was looking at him like he was crazy when he first started talking. And by the time he was done, and he spoken his facts and proven himself, everybody was like, the guy said, yeah, let's go to commercial break. Let's go to commercial break. So I say all that to say I love how they give us the official backstory on where the whole apocalypse come from and what caused what. The game didn't tell us that. That's the show's job to go a little bit further and give us a little extra storyline and tell us what happened. So that's a 10 out of 10 on story. 10 out of 10. They gave us the backstory. Boom. Off the rip. As soon as it come on. First thing popping on your screen. 1968. And then you see them on the stage talking. Boom. All right. Another big thing I enjoyed, man, was before I get to how I think the character did, I want to go to the actual characters they picked, the actors that they chosen to play the characters. Great picks. Like, I can't stress it enough. The picks that they chose, like the people that they went with, was perfect. It seemed like these people was made for these roles. Like, I don't know, man. You can call me biased because I love the show so much. I love the game so much, but the shit was phenomenal. The all the way down to Marlene. Marlene character was perfect. Marlene, Jules, Tess, Sarah. We ain't got to Tommy yet, but I'm gonna wait until the next episodes to come when we talk about Tommy. But Ellie, all the characters was perfect. Like the actors to play the characters was perfect. 10 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed the actual characters the actors they went with to play the characters. They really looked the part, and they have done a good job thus far in really locking into that character. I really enjoyed. It's a couple pieces, like two people that I think one need to kind of up it and one need to kind of drop it a little bit. Tess need to be a little bit more assertive. Like Tess was more alpha. You know what I'm saying? Tess was more like, you know what I'm saying? And the Ellie character, the actor playing Ellie is she's doing a great job, but this Ellie is more of an asshole. The game Ellie was a smart mouth, but she joked around a lot too. She joked around, she would laugh, and Jules would be sitting there like, it was just a joke or whatever. So that's the only differences, which is not something she need to fix. It's just her version of the character, and then the video game version of Ellie. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I think everybody doing great. I think the character selection, the actor selection for the characters are perfect. You know what I'm saying? They look the part. Everything. The best pick was Jewel. I don't know the guy's name. I can look up and find it, but the actor that plays Jewel, perfect. He nailed it. Like, I kind of dive deep into stuff like this. It's like when you have a character, right, that plays a big role into a movie, game, whatever, a game specifically. It's kind of hard for you to nail that character as an actor because the mass majority of the community of the game feel a way about the character. They feel the sad way about the character because how the character was written, how he do this, how he do that. And then when you play with the character, a piece of you is in that character now because the play style. Some people, if you're a dickhead, you're an asshole, you play the game as an asshole. If you're a good guy, more sensitive, like a more good guy, you play the game as more of a good guy. So he has to find that balance on how to play the character, if you feel what I'm saying. I played the character as a good guy. I was very, very loyal to my people. He's catering more to me because that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing the character how he was written, yes, but you can just tell how he's moving. He's going to be very, very, very protective, like just like it was in the game. But it's just the way I played the game. Like when I played the game, I commentated over while I'm playing, like talking my shit while I'm playing. And anybody who did anything to Ellie, I was on the ass, like vocally. You know what I'm saying? He just feel like he's being that to me. It might sound weird, but I understand what I'm saying in my head. I understand what I'm trying to say. I like that. Like I said, he's doing a great job. I don't know his name. I can find out his name, but you know what I'm saying? He's doing a very good job. And also, man, I want y'all to go in the comments below and let me know what y'all think of the characters too. What y'all think about different points. But I think he's doing a very, very good job. Very good job, man. He was perfect. He looks like Jewel. He sound like Jewel. Same build, same height, same perfect. Perfect. You can tell they took their time with this. All right. We're gonna go into now the actual storyline that they added into the show. You know, with a TV show, when you make a video game into a live action show, like a raw live action thing, you have to add more storyline for it to make sense and add up. Because it gotta make sense to new viewers, just like it has to, it gotta make sense for new viewers and the viewers who played the game. So you gotta think about it, man. Everybody who's watching this show didn't play the game. So for the guys who didn't play the guys and gals who didn't play the game, you got to make it make sense to them. So when the show first come on after it passed that scene about them talking about the disease and the virus, it goes into regular life. Regular life, you get to see Sarah, Jewel's daughter. We know she died in the game. When the game first started, the first mission, she dies. This shows us her before that happened. We got a chance to see her personality, see how she talks, how she acts. Like, we got to see Sarah, and that plays a big part when she passes away because it makes you miss something. It shows you, it gets you attached. You got to grow a love to be able to break it away. You got to grow a love for a character to be able to rip that character from you. If the person didn't mean nothing to you, when they died, you wouldn't give a fuck. It wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So it showed us her before we got cool. We got to know her, and then boom. That was very, very phenomenal how they showed us her story before her. Before she passed. Because we didn't get a chance to know anything about her in the game. And it still hurt us when we seen her die. So imagine seeing her a day before the pandemic happened, the apocalypse happened, and then to see her get killed. Oh, it hurt like a motherfucker. But we got to enjoy Sarah before. You know what I'm saying? Before she passed. We got to know Sarah. It made her fixing this watch that much more meaningful. You feel what I'm saying? It made her cry, seeing her suffer that much more painful because we got a chance to enjoy her for her. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big thing, man. That was a big thing. Just things like that they added to the storyline to make the storyline make sense. It filled in the gaps. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. All right, I want to go into the part where we actually, where we discovered Ellie's bite mark. All right, you know, in the game where they was going through the tunnels, going through the tubes, and then we get spotted by two guards, two military ops. And they put them all down their knees, scan the back of their neck, check the DNA, and see what was they infected or not. We know they scanned Ellie, she stabbed him, and you know, they pulled a gun and bow, both of the two dudes got shot, dude and the girl got shot, and Tess pick up the thing and see Ellie was infected. The same thing happens in the show, but it's one op. It's one military op in this version, and he has all three of them on the ground. He does the normal routines, check their neck. Ellie pulls the knife, stabs him in the knee. He pulls the gun on Ellie, and this time Jewel gets up in front of Ellie in the show. All right. Instead of the two dudes get shot, they had it where Jewel beat the living fuck out of the damn guy. Like, so it cuts back to when Jewel's in front of Ellie, he's like looking back at her. The guy standing with the AR. It cuts back to when Jewel was standing with his daughter Sarah, and the guy took off and just started shooting at her. You know, when they kept saying, we're not sick, and they killed his daughter. It flashed back to him seeing that, and he snapped. He seen that. He came back and he ducked, boom, picked the guy up, slammed him, and he beat him. Like he beat the dude till he wasn't moving no more. And he gets up and he turned back and looks at Ellie as if he was looking at his daughter. Oh man, that part was crazy, dog. Like, it was like he was like, not again. He was like, not again, Satan. You ain't doing this to me again. Like, you know. But right after that, Tess picks up the little equipment, and she sees that it's red, saying she's infected. And he said, Jewel. She said, Jewel. And she starts trying to explain the bite. But it was so quick. It was like 6 seconds of talking. She was like, it's not, I got bit, but I'm not infected. I'm immune. It happened 3 weeks ago. People turned in a day. And while she was explaining, it was sirens going off in the background as if they were looking for people. And Tess was like, we gotta go, we gotta move. And Jewel grabbed them and they all left. And the camera pans up to that big building that I was talking about earlier, that big building, one of them fell. It pans to them buildings and it goes inside the building and boom, it ends. They rushed that scene because in the game, that scene was more like, it was more a big deal. Like, what the freak? You're sick. Like, Tess pulled the gun on her. Like, Tess actually pulled the gun on her, like, when they seen the thing was red. And she was trying her best to explain. But in this, they fast forwarded. They didn't really give us that moment to really soak in. We didn't get a chance to just really see Jewel disbelief on she's bitten. And she's saying she's not sick. And him putting the clues together on why they're taking her all the way to the West Coast. We didn't see that. I think we're gonna see it next episode. I think the episode gonna start with them like arguing, like, what the freak? Well, why didn't they tell us you was infected? Like, I think that's how it's gonna start off. That's my guess, my prediction. I think they're gonna start off with like Jewel pasting, him yelling, and Tess playing the middleman. She's like trying to calm him down, but she's telling her to explain, and I think that's how it's gonna go. But I hope so, because I want to see the emotion of them finding out that Ellie is sick but immune. I really want to see their emotion, like how they really feel about that. You know what I'm saying? But man, overall, man, like I said, it was a great show, great episode. Like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, first episode gets a 10 out of me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna clap it up for him, man. Phenomenal first episode. Great job. Great job. I don't know who the director is for this. I'm gonna look him up, man. But great job thus far. I'm really enjoying it, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm looking at it from an experience perspective. So if this is your first time seeing The Last of Us in general, if you didn't play the game, it's your first time watching, the first time seeing anything about it, let me know in the comments below on how you felt about it. Because me knowing the storyline already, I kind of have a different feel. I want to see it from an unbiased, or not unbiased, like just an unexperienced perspective. If you have never seen anything for The Last of Us, and this is your first time seeing it, let me know in the comments on what you thought of the first episode. Let me know what you thought of the characters, the acting, the storyline thus far, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, man, my name is Fog Hype, man. this is your first time to my channel, man, if you've been here for a while, go down below and hit that red subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that red subscribe button, man. Hit the notification bell right next to it. The way you never miss another video. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.